Stay. Hey guys, Moonman Mike here with you today. I know I missed a day with what was supposed to be my daily vlog, and I am deeply, deeply chagrined about that. This is my chagrined face. That was my bad. I got a little hectic yesterday and just didn't get a chance to. Sorry about the rustling. There, no more rustles. Just got a little busy, didn't get a chance to do a vlog and post it or anything. So I'm doing one relatively early for me. And I figure I'm probably going to do another one a little bit later, maybe after I get off of work. But reasons why it's been kind of hectic. And there was a death in the family that I was kind of processing, dealing with, but mostly I worked crazy late on Tuesday and just kind of needed a day to... Baby Ty, what do you... Psst! One moment. How do you always find things that you are not supposed to get into? How do cats do that? Like, they always seem to find the one thing that they're not supposed to chew on, and then they find it and they start chewing on. I think it's a cat thing. Maybe. No, because I feel like babies do that too. Although I don't have any babies that I'm aware of. If you have babies, or a baby, let me know if they chew on things, like, specifically that they're not supposed to. I'm kind of curious now. Like, I don't know, maybe that's just a, confirmation bias type of thing. But, anyways, so, Tuesday night, got a little crazy at work. On Wednesday, we were having some people come by and take a look at the store, like VIPs, and we needed to, make sure that everything was NCO, neat, clean, and organized, not non-commissioned officer. Anyway, so we had a lot to do, especially because it hadn't been kept organized for quite some time. So it was not just organizing what was already there, it was like repricing stuff that hadn't been priced properly, bringing out stock from the back. Hold on, I'm going to close my door so that the demon kitties can't get in here and raise any more hell while I'm talking at y'all. Hold on! Sorry, Satan. Mittens, get out of the box. Anyways. As I was saying, there was a lot of stuff that we needed to organize, including, like, there were things that needed to be reboxed because they weren't boxed properly. It was kind of funny. We had in our system, it said we had like 300 shirts, and we had like maybe, I don't know, maybe like 100 or so out. I can hear them going crazy. We had maybe like 100 of them out on the floor. And we were all like, well, that's all the shirts. Why does it say we still have 200 more? Well, it turns out that they were delivered a while back and never unboxed. So, that was a thing that we had to do. Yeah. Also, dusting the entire store, vacuuming the entire store, dead light bulbs, which, God, that sucked. I'm really glad that I have experience with ladders, uh, both climbing them and also just like moving them around. Um, if you've never worked with ladders, like long ones, um, they get really heavy and really awkward really fast. Uh, Fortunately, this wasn't the same kind that I used at Comcast. It wasn't that heavy, but it was still like a 10-foot fiberglass one. It wasn't light, and it was definitely awkward. I don't know if you can really see it, but busted my knuckles up a little bit because some of the stuff wasn't quite working properly, so I had to like jam my hand under, like up through the ceiling tile and mess around with stuff, and oh god. So I ended up clocking out at like 10:40, 10:45 or so. Where I was scheduled to get off at like 9. Now, I know some of you are probably going, oh, 10:40, 10:45, that's not late. What's he talking about? That's when I clocked out. I didn't say that's when I left. At that point, though, me being me, I decided, well, I am going to stay and help as a personal favor. Because I didn't want to leave my coworker completely screwed, and I also wanted to do it as a personal favor to my boss. So we ended up leaving at like 12:30 ish. Um, I had been sweating like crazy. I was sore, and I'll tell you this: it was kind of a surreal experience. Um, Leaving like there when there's a Walmart right across the street. When the Walmart was closed, and there were like it was just my car and my coworker's car, nobody else around. It was so weird because it didn't feel like I was getting out of a job at retail. Um, yeah, then I couldn't sleep because I was still keyed up from working. Um, if you do physical work, it's and your heart rate's up, you're kind of going. It's hard to just go to sleep afterwards. Oh, Jesus, that's why I'm yawning so much because I'm still recovering. Come on, nicotine, wake me up. Anyways, so left there like 12:30. I didn't get to sleep until 5:30, around there. And then woke up at like 8, maybe 9. I don't know why. I just woke up and couldn't get back to sleep. Jesus. And yeah, so I was up like all day yesterday too. Didn't have to work, but I had errands I had to run. So it wasn't a day of rest. Uh, there was also a tragedy, a death in the family. That I've also kind of been processing, I guess, emotionally. But yeah, that's basically been like what's been up for the past couple of days. I've been yawning so much, and losing my train of thought. Wow. Okay. Um. Oh. But yesterday, along with running the errands, I went to go trade in one of the games that I had and check out another one. And yeah, got to make sure everything was nice and clean and everything. And potentially got offered a promotion. So yeah, that's definitely a good thing. Uh, Honestly, I'm happy. I've been yawning too much, and also hoping to kind of move up in the company and make this a career. So any advancement is obviously awesome. Um, I know ideally I want to be like above store manager level, like district or regional manager, because I feel like I'd be awesome at that. Uh, but yeah, it was a God. That was a tiring day. I didn't realize how out of shape I'd gotten. Like so for a while, I believe I mentioned that I'd been going through uh, depression and everything. There was a how do I word this? What the hell am I doing? This is from me primarily. So I was married, and that ended. And when I moved out, up until relatively recently, it was very much a cycle of depression. Uh, and I was just getting worse and worse, and I was honestly starting to question my own sanity. And it it was bad. Like it was getting really, really bad. Um, but since I got this job, and honestly, since I started doing this vlog, which kind of coincides, uh, I've been feeling better. But part of the whole cycle of depression, the fact that I was working a call center job, I didn't really get any physical activity in. So yeah, I definitely found out I was not as strong as I used to be. I'm sure part of that's also getting older, but still, damn. Um, but as I'm working and there's more physical activity, I've been feeling better. And like I said, I don't know if that's because my situation is changing or because of the physical activity or a little bit of both. I've also been trying to eat better. My diet sucked for a long time. Like I'd be snacking, or because I was having money problems, just kind of living off of ramen and everything. Which my cable got turned off, so uh, yeah, gotta get that reactivated. Stupid. Yeah. Anyway, as I've been working, it's just my mood has gotten better, and I've been happier. So I guess now the next step is to start getting into better shape. Which, I mean, if pear was the ideal shape, then damn, I look good. Not bragging, just saying. I got a nice little thing going on with the stomach. Um, who knew that working in a video game store could actually be physical, right? Um, but yeah, while I'm there, don't get a chance to sit down or anything. I've been wearing my Fitbit. Jesus Christ, why am I yawning so much? I've been wearing my Fitbit, and wow, I feel lazy. I've only got like 300 steps a day, but I've been averaging like over 5,000 steps a day, which I know it says 10,000 is recommended, but hey, I went from like no steps a day. Like there were days where I didn't even leave my house. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I've been improving. Um, and hopefully I continue to do so. But, moving on. Jesus, I've been forgetting what I was going to talk about, like, repeatedly. Oh, books! So, books. I like books. Books are fun. Books are these amazing things, if you're not aware, or it's been a while, where they're made of paper, right? And they have words in them. They look kind of like this. This is one of my personal favorites. It's called American Gods by Neil Gaiman. Um, Honestly, if you have not read this, I highly recommend it. But check it out. This is a book. There's words. And when you read these words in order, they tell you a story. Sometimes they give you knowledge. Sometimes both. But I feel like that's something that not many people, well, I won't say are aware of, but I feel like not many people take advantage of books anymore. I don't know if it's because it's become kind of an instant gratification where if you have a question you can just Google it, or I don't know what it is, but it seems like nobody reads anymore outside of school. I can't tell you how many times someone has said, like, oh, yeah, the last book I read was in high school. And that person's like 30. Stop that. Go read. Like, reading is fundamental not just in school, but outside of school too. Like, I keep my mind sharp by reading, I think. I keep my mind sharp. My mind's probably as dull as a spoon. A really dull spoon. Like, so dull you can't even eat ice cream with it. That's dull. But it's like it's fun. If it doesn't matter what you read either. Like there's something for everybody out there. And I've read a lot. I've read everything from like religious books, like the Bible, the Quran, to books about religion. Uh, I've read, well, I read a ton of science fiction and fantasy. Like I said, American Gods, one of my personal favorites. Definitely check it out. Um, if it's too expensive for you, there are these places. They're called libraries. You can actually check a book out there, and you can read it. If you have absolutely nothing to do that day, you can actually just sit in the library and read. You don't even need to check it out. Shocking. Um, yeah, science fiction and fantasy is like my thing. Game of Thrones. I've Wow, I've been reading Game of Thrones for like 13 years. Um, Jesus, now I feel old. I've been reading Game of Thrones for almost half my life. That's insane to me. But there's everything. There's romance books. There's actual romance books, and there's romance books where it's not actually romance, it's just porn. Let's be honest. That's what romance novels are. There's cooking books, if you're into cooking. There's books about chefs, if you don't want to cook but you want to learn more about the people that do. There's historical books. Granted, I haven't read these yet, and I'm kind of hesitant to because I hate the author, but supposedly the whole Killing Whatever series by Bill O'Reilly, like Killing Lincoln, I think there was like a Killing JFK or something. All those books are supposed to be really good, and those are all things that are interesting to me. Like, so, I don't know if it's just me, but there are a lot of books on a lot of subjects that I want to read because I'll start thinking of things and I want to know more. For example, uh, I was scrolling through Netflix the other day, and I saw The Last Samurai, which is a God. I bet Japanese people have to hate that movie so much, and I really and truly cannot blame them at all. Culturally, that movie is probably just terrible. But I saw it and I started thinking about um, where it was based. And it's based in Japan, obviously, but kind of out in the country, in the places where, when you think like rural Japan and it's got the very traditional style buildings and everything, and it looks beautiful in the snow. If you've ever seen pictures of that, that kind of thing. So I started thinking about it. I was like, well, Japanese, like, feudal Japanese architecture. Like, why were the roofs made like that? Like, why, what was the purpose of, like, the ornamentation at the corners? Why the paper doors? Or walls? All of that. Like, why? I'm not saying, like, why that? That's so dumb, blah, 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 blah. I mean, like, why? Like, what made them think paper, let's make a door out of this? That's something that I thought of. I was like, I want to know more. So I know eventually I'm going to probably find a book on feudal Japanese architecture and I'm going to read about it. Because even though it's not going to benefit me in any monetary sense, probably, unless I find myself on Jeopardy. But if I already do, I already know that another name for an apple is a quince. That was a White Man Can't Jump reference for anyone out there that didn't get it. But I want to know because I'm curious. And I don't know, when I get curious about something, I actually really want to find out more. So instead of just Googling it, like just Googling, hey, why why do Japanese people use paper for walls? I want to learn more. I don't want to just have that answer and have that satisfy me. I want to learn it all. So at some point, I'm going to check out a book about, like I said, feudal Japanese architecture. Probably from a library. One of those places with all the books. Um, Actually, when I read it, I'm going to share with you guys why all those things are done like that. But I feel like not enough people read anymore. Like, Borders went out of business. And for a while they were just like books, but then they had to start stocking music and movies and move towards like that being more of a primary source of revenue because nobody was reading. And that sucks. Um, I think it's a medium that's dying that really shouldn't. Even audiobooks. Like, I'll count those. Go to audible.com. I personally can't really do audiobooks. I don't know why, but for some reason hearing someone like narrate a story, I can't picture it in my head quite as well. But for a lot of people, that works. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say on the subject of books. If you've got any recommendations, definitely feel free to leave them in a comment or whatever you want to do. But that's it for now. So until next time, Moon Moon Mike, out.